Good evening. Welcome to our Thursday, August 21st, 2025 regular board meeting of the Pottstown School Board of Directors. I'd like to call the meeting to an open. Could I have a roll call, please?
Armato.
Here.
Bearden.
Here.
Heidel.
Here.
Hilton.
Here.
Kancianik. Here. Johnson. Here. Klein.
Here.
Lawrence.
Here.
Spence.
Present.
9 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Have a moment of silence, please. And the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, everyone. Moving into presentations. Mr. Rodriguez, please.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Members of the board, it is my pleasure to introduce a friend from the PSBA who I will allow her to introduce herself. But Erin, you are most welcome here. Thank you for coming.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to join you on behalf of the Pennsylvania School Boards Association. My name is Erin Todd. I am a Senior Training and Outreach Manager with PSBA. I'm here this evening to honor someone who has dedicated many years of service to the Pottstown School District. The PSBA Honor Roll program acknowledges school board directors who have demonstrated sustained commitment through years of service, beginning at 5 years of service. Recognition is given at 5-year intervals for their first recognition to honor continued dedication and contributions to public education, and then continued every 5 years after. Serving on a school board is a significant responsibility. It involves thoughtful decision-making, collaboration, and a strong commitment to supporting students and schools. The person I am here to recognize tonight has consistently given their time and energy to help guide the district and support educational opportunities for all. This person's efforts has made a meaningful difference in the lives of students, staff, and the broader school community. I actually had a pleasure today getting a chance to do some reading about all of the work that this person has done, not only with the efforts of helping Pottstown School District becoming a greener place, but also the Pottstown community as a whole becoming more environmentally friendly. It truly was a pleasure driving and seeing all the beautiful greenery and trees that you have here in your community. So this evening, I'm honored to present this certificate to a school director who has shown outstanding commitment to public education in Pennsylvania. So everyone, please join me in recognizing Director Thomas Hilton for 15 years of service to the Pottstown School Board. Oh, I'm gonna have to reenact that? Okay, here. If we're gonna do all the photos here, here's my camera as well.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh, yes, that would be. Thank you.
Board president and superintendent can be on the side here and just kind of. Yeah, actually that works.
That is outstanding.
All right, Michelle, come on. Yeah. Congratulations.
Sorry, I was here. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Sounds like a possible change. Yeah, I know. It was fun, yeah.
And Mr. Hilton's sunshine will continue forward with Mrs. Oakley with minutes, please.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I would like to present the minutes from the June 26th board meeting and the July 17th board workshop.
Thank you. And moving into more sunshine with Mrs. Johnson as treasurer with the list of bills and treasurer's report.
Madam President, I would like to present the list of bills from the various funds for the period of June and July 2025, and the treasurer's reports for the period of June and July 2025 as presented.
Thank you. Committee reports. Let's get started with Mr. Klein and policy and personnel, please.
Thank you, Madam President. The Policy and Personnel Committee met August 7th. We had two policies we reviewed. One, policy 317.1 is here tonight for consideration to be approved. The other one, policy 006 on meetings, with some discussion and a couple questions. So we tabled that until our next meeting, which is going to be September the 4th. No personnel, because Mr. Boyer has done such a great job filling everything that we needed filled for the beginning of the school year. A couple informational items. We talked about some job fairs that were upcoming. And then a question was asked about the state budget, how we're doing on that, and the answers were not. So nothing's happening. So that's it. And again, our next meeting, September 4th.
Thank you. Moving right along with curriculum and co-curricular, Mrs. Lawrence, please.
Yes, thank you. We had presentations from several of our building principals, the TSI, about the TSI, which is Targeted Support and Improvement Plans. And I'll just briefly, I won't give all the numbers here because they are in the minutes or the meeting notes. But since we are voting on them, we had a report from Mr. Moyer and Rupert. The main goal is academic, increase our ELA and math proficiency scores, and increase attendance. I think attendance was pretty much an issue all the way across. For Lincoln, from Ms. Boyer, focused on our problem or our area for improvement was students with disabilities, especially with academic achievement, regular attendance, and increased family involvement. For Franklin, we had a report from Mr. Dargan. The focus there was on our Black students and students with disabilities and those economically disadvantaged in the areas of attendance, family engagement, communication, and monitoring. For Barth, Mr. Ishler was similar to Lincoln's issues, emphasis on attendance, family engagement, and academic achievement. And so for all of the elementaries, their strategies were, again, to help with, continue with the MTSS implementation, some attendance incentives that they're going to use for that, and some plans for more family engagement. And we also had a presentation from Dr. Danabelle at the high school. Their ATSI goal is, first of all, we have an 88% graduation rate for the class of 2026. That's their goal. And using methods like instructional methods, instructional coaching, and the MTSS, especially to get that rate even higher. And then we had informational items from Mr. Oxenford about the new teacher orientations, back to school nights, and the August in services. Our next meeting is September 4th.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hilton, facilities and finance, please.
Thank you. So Mr. Willauer showed us pictures of new chillers being installed for the middle school. He also showed pictures of a cleanup and replacement of the failed unit ventilator in the basement of the middle school. So everything was dried out and cleaned up and the unit ventilator replaced. And then we talked about the HVAC system for this building. And Mr. Willauer says we need another unit for $28,000, and we will replace both of them, I believe not yet. But we'll replace both of them at the same time, because the other thing he talked about was new HVAC systems for this building, for the administration building, and also Edgewood, which are both vintage 1969. And the committee has authorized him to go ahead and do the engineering work, the drawings, that would be HVAC, roofs, and windows. Whether and when we would do that to be determined later. I also talked about the middle school playground, which has been on hold since, I think, 1957. Worked on that. So we're still negotiating with a borough engineer. So, and then Mrs. Oakley presented quite a few contracts that we will be approving tonight. They are the standard annual contracts for transportation, school physician, workmen's compensation providers, and so forth. Next committee meeting, September 11th.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Johnson, will Public Relations, Community Engagement, and Montgomery County Legislative, please.
Okay, it'll just be the public relations and community engagement tonight because there was no county legislative committee meeting over the summer. For presentations and updates, Mr. Rodriguez went over some of the back to school specifics, talking about how for this school year, report cards are no longer in place. There's just going to be semester 1 and 2, and then Power School generated summaries every month. No cell phones in the classroom was reinforced. Some information about needing to be up to date on immunizations and the 5-day rule. I guess it's 5 days.
Grace.
5 days grace, and then basically like it's got to get tough because they need to be there. At least a doctor's appointment needs to be in place. Chromebooks will be distributed within 1 to 2 weeks. We still have the you break it, you buy it policy in place. And then we went over just a little social media update with one of those back to school lives, having a really good reach, just hopefully reaching the community with a lot of those updates. On the advocacy and state budget front, as Mr. Klein mentioned, nothing's happening, and there wasn't the following week when we had this meeting either, unfortunately. There was a House budget that passed, and there was a Senate budget that passed, but since they don't match, it's not passed. So, and then there was the federal title funds that had been on pause or being held back, had been released or being released. There was an FAC update, Family Advisory Committee update from Mercedes Jackson. She talked about back to school night, said it was very successful and positive, and just a reminder to existing and new families and parents to get involved with Family Advisory Committee and just generally being involved in the Pottstown school community. The next meeting is Thursday, September 11, next month.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Kamsianik for PSBA, please.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to thank Aaron for being here and honoring Mr. Hilton on his service to the Pottstown School District. Next, we have the continuance of the Building Bridges webinar series. The next one is September 10th, and it's called With All Due Respect, the Art of Public Meetings, which I found an interesting title. All of these sessions are recorded, so you can go back and watch them on your portal. Another interesting class, or I guess it's a class, I found was through the PSBA Institute, which is a separate nonprofit, but they offer a wide range of resources, and one that they have coming up is AI in Education. It's a certificated program, and it's done in partnership with Millersville University. PSBA also posted a video about the state budget being delayed and the implications of that, which we all know, but it's a good watch. Later this evening, we will be discussing PSBA officer elections. We will vote on that next month. In October 19th starts the leadership conference, and October 21st is the delegate assembly.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Lawrence for MCIU.
There was no July meetings.
Thank you very much, and happy to see Elias here as our student board representative. You have a report for us?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Today I only have a high school report. So to start off, the freshman orientation with Link Crew went pretty well. We had 30 Link Crew leaders, and we had about 120 freshmen attended the actual orientation, so that's pretty good. For back to school night and activity fair at the high school, most of the students we've seen, well, it was the most amount of students we've seen at the actual event in a while. Freshmen settled in pretty nicely for the first week of school. The upperclassmen and me, personally, I helped some of the freshmen find classes and stuff. We really set the tone and expectations set for the school. The middle school prepared freshmen very well for the high school environment. Some upcoming things for our sports. So for tomorrow, football and cheerleading will have a game at 7 p.m. August 26th, boys soccer at 3:45 p.m. August 27th, girls tennis at 8:30 p.m. August 28th, volleyball at 5 p.m. September 2nd, boys soccer and field hockey at 3:45 p.m. along with volleyball at 5 p.m. as well. Sorry, it's a lot of numbers. September 3rd, cross country at 3:45 p.m. September 4th, boys soccer and field hockey at 3:45 p.m. Volleyball at 5. And then last but not least, September 5th, girls tennis at 3:30 p.m. and boys soccer at 3:45 p.m. And we recommend for all of you guys to attend at least one of the games for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have you back from summer. Report of the superintendent, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the board, on the agenda for your review and approval this evening are items 7 through 24. I'll go through the first batch of them, and of course we'll have Mrs. Oakley speak to you about a few agenda items as well. So first we have personnel resignations and terminations, and let me just say you will notice that there are some ratifies. That is as a result of the summer break. So there are 10 professionals listed, 1 exempt, and 5 classified for your review. In section 9, elections, you'll see 6 personnel and 4 classified for your review. In section 10, leaves of absence, you'll notice 2 professional and 4 classified. In section 11, change in position and or salary, you'll notice 1 administrative, the assistant principal at the high school, 5 professional, and 2 exempt. Oh, excuse me, we also have 3 classified. For professional leaves, you'll see a listing there, many of which are throughout the school year, as well as them being paid for out of the department budget. For number 13, you'll see policy, as Mr. Klein talked about. That is the educator misconduct policy, and that is codified in law, but suggested to us that we need to have a local policy as well. Numbers 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 are all the TSI high school plans, which Mrs. Lawrence did a great job of reviewing in summary. These are extensions of plans that were previously approved by you, and we are very pleased with the growth and progress. Not out of the woods yet, but we will continue forward. Section number 19 is the residency adjudication decisions. As I believe we talked about this at policy meeting, but just as a review, these are students and or their parents who do not live in the district and have a certain time period to get their paperwork into us. If they fail to get their paperwork into us, we provide a hearing whether they want one or not. If they do not show up, the hearing officer obviously makes the recommendation to all of you to make sure that they are not allowed to simply attend school. Number one question we get is, wait a second, what if something changes and they show up with all the right paperwork because of XYZ going on in the family? And the answer is, no problem. We deal with that all the time. But what we don't want is someone coming back and saying, you threw me out. And that is not the case. It's never been the case. So we allow for a hearing during that time period. Finally, number 20, again, we do this I think it's pretty much every August, but we always want to make sure that our attendance officers who work with the legal system are approved by the school board. This time I'll turn it over to Mrs. Oakley.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. Tonight for your consideration, we have a number of contracts, 9 special education, 3 for contracted staff, 6 MOUs that are grant funded through 21st Century, and 1 revenue contract through Market Street Sports. Number 22, we acknowledge our CMD drivers as part of our PDE requirement. School physician rates as reviewed and presented at the Facilities and Finance meeting last week, and our workers' comp medical provider panel acknowledgement, which is an annual acknowledgement of our workers' comp panel. And that concludes the consent items, Madam President.
Thank you. Do we have any hearings from the patrons signed in for general and consent items only? In person? And any virtual, please?
Not at this time, Madam President.
Thank you. Board, is there any communication needed for minutes, list of bills, and treasurer's report? Thank you. I'd like a motion to accept. Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Board action on consent items 6 through 24. Any communication needed for those items? Hearing none, I'd ask for a roll call vote for all consent items. Could I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second? Second. Roll call, please.
Cantianic,
Aye.
Spence,
Yes.
Lawrence,
Aye.
Armato,
Aye.
Bearden,
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Hilton,
Aye.
Heidel,
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
9 ayes, motion carried.
Thank you. Moving forward with non-consent, Mr. Kalis, please.
Good evening, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, on the agenda for this evening under non-consent is a confidential settlement agreement involving a student, the terms of which were reviewed with the board during an executive session held back in June.
And moving on to professional agreement, please.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board, good evening. I am pleased to report that the district's bargaining team, consisting of Mrs. Oakley, Mr. Boyer, and myself, have reached a tentative agreement with the Pottstown Federation of Teachers. The board will recall that the core financial terms of which were reviewed as part of an executive session that was held last Thursday, August 14th. By way of information, terms were presented to and subsequently approved by the membership of the Federation this past Monday, August 18th. At this time, I'd like to turn, Madam President, things over to Mrs. Oakley, who will review with the board publicly the terms of the professional agreement.
Thank you.
Thank you, members of the board, and to just memorialize the changes that we have in this contract. It's a 3-year contract. The hourly rate will increase to $38 in year 1, $39 in years 2 and 3. There will be a step increase in year 1 on the 14th pay. In years 2 and 3, the step increase will be the first pay, and there will be a new salary schedule each year of the agreement. For CTE teachers, a little bit of change in the tuition program that we will allow for reimbursement up to the attainment of the Voc 2 certificate, which is 18 credits maximum per year through the Park Point University program. And tuition reimbursement remains at $6,100 a year. Also for CTE, added hours for occupational advisory committee meetings. Split class compensation was updated to $30 for a half day, $60 for a full day. Missed planning will be at $40 per missed planning. There was no change to medical, prescription, or dental plans. Co-curricular, 3% increase each year for all positions. Department chairs will have the same salary stipend for year 1, $2,300 for all of the department chairs across the district, and those will increase subsequently 3% for years 2 and 3. Also with co-curricular, addition of a middle school cross-country head coach and the added language for bowling, volleyball, and girls wrestling. Also updated the extended season pay to be a flat rate for the coach and a flat rate for the assistant for any team that qualifies for extended season. Sick day payout has been increased to $70 per day. Allowance of 1 personal day rollover per year. The high school commencement, allowing for 2 hours early dismissal for those who work at high school commencement. The long-term sub-rate will be equivalent to the bachelor's step 1 for each year of the contract. A little update to the bereavement leave language. A second day will be honored if the funeral is in excess of 200 miles, and all leave must be used within 1 year from the date of loss. Medical waiver payment will be made over 22 pays. And on the financial impact to the district, it's $2.6 million over the 3 years, which is a 4.3% increase on average. And year 1 is a general fund budget impact of $890,000, which was within the parameters that the board had allowed for with the year 1 general fund budget. So that concludes the summary of the items, Madam President.
Thank you very much. Any hearings from the patrons signed in limited to non-consent? Any virtually, please?
Yes, we have one.
Thank you.
Mr. Santiago, can you confirm that that person is able to speak?
Yes, I'm just trying to unmute.
Good evening, everyone. Is this the end of the meeting?
It is the end if you are looking to speak for non-consent items.
Okay, no, I will wait and come back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there,
There's no other. Okay, I think it's the purview of the board president if she wants to make a general comment. Mr. Kalis, it is the purview of the board president if she wishes to allow for a comment now that would normally be during the general and consent items, or no?
I mean, typically we wait to the end of the meeting. Right now, hearing from the patrons is just limited to the two non-consent.
if this is related to, for instance, FAC or anything of that sort, we could have a word from you at roundtable quickly.
Mr. Santiago, yeah, put her back on the way.
All right, so we'll move on to the non-consent items then, please. Board, is there any communication needed for the settlement agreement? Okay, hearing none, could I have a motion to accept?
So.
Second. Roll call vote, please.
Bearden?
Aye.
Armato?
Aye.
Heidel?
Aye.
Spence?
Yes.
Lawrence? Klein?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Kancianik?
Aye.
Hilton?
Aye.
9 ayes, motion carried.
Thank you. Any board discussion needed for the professional agreement, please, from the board?
Just want to say thank you to everyone for their hard work getting this done.
Anyone else? Okay. Could I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second. Roll call vote, please.
Klein?
Aye.
Lawrence?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Armato?
Aye.
Kancianik?
Aye.
Spence?
Yes.
Hilton?
Aye.
Heidel?
Aye.
Bearden?
Aye.
9 ayes, motion carried.
Thank you. No unfinished business or new business, moving into information items, please. Beginning with Mrs. Oakley.
Yes, thank you. The monthly meeting notice for September is attached. And regarding the PSBA officer election, we will put that on for next month, but I'll let Mrs. Kancianik speak if she's prepared to just.
Yeah, the PSBA election we're gonna vote on that next month. I have here the bios of all the people running. There's no one that I could tell that's running, they're all running unopposed. But I can pass this around and you can look at it. There's quite a few names, so I'm not gonna read them, but president and vice president and so on. If you need a copy digitally or something like that, we can get that. Yeah, Maureen. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Mr. Amato for spring and summer 2025.
Yes, thank you. So you should have electronically the spring and summer Pottstown Pride Edition. And once again, I will say, you are pretty hard pressed to find another school district that can, on a quarterly basis, put 50 or 60 pages worth of accomplishments of their students, staff, and alumni, and quite honestly, give us lots of reasons to say, proud to be from Pottstown.
Thank you very much. Federation remarks, please.
He's not talking. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the board, the Federation would like to welcome everyone back to school for the 2025-26 school year. Everyone is back in their nice clean rooms, thanks to our awesome cleaning crews who worked tirelessly this summer to prepare for the year. The staff and the students appreciate their hard work. We're here for another year to set goals and high expectations for our students. We've already begun benchmarking testing so we can see where we're starting, so we can see how much growth we have at the end of the year. We'd like to welcome all of our new staff and new teachers who have started this year at the PSD. We hope that you have a great school year, and make sure to reach out to your veteran teachers. We'll be here to help guide you and grow as a teacher. And as mentioned, we were able to ratify our contract, and we had enough teachers to do that. This is my this is my first time on the negotiating team, and it took a lot of hard work and time and tough decision making on both sides. But just like we ask our kids to do, we had to use our problem solving skills and open communication throughout the whole process. So thank you to Mr. Kalis and Mrs. Oakley, and Mr. Boyer, for your professionalism and hard work, as Beth, Sarah, Bob, Aaron, Ron, and myself, and all the members appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Roundtable. Mrs. Canciana, I wasn't, but since you looked at me like you so willingly wanted to start, I will go with you.
I'm ready today, actually.
Thank you for
So,
volunteering. Thank you.
I just have two quick notes. One was, I got some good feedback on the Power School attendance bit that we just talked about it, and then someone mentioned it to me. I went on there and played around with it, so it was, I think it'll be a good tool to use. So I wanted to mention that. Secondly, I had the privilege of meeting with Congresswoman Madeline Dean this morning, and I was like, cough, cough, wink, wink, Pottstown School District, even though I was at my job. I was like, by the way, blah, 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 and so I had a chance to talk us up, and I was like, we have a football game tomorrow, and yeah, she's not gonna come, but I tried.
You shared that past on Friday,
Yeah.
that's right, you're true.
That was it, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Spence, please. Thank you. Mr. Amato.
Thank you. I do have a few things to say. So first, I'd like to congratulate and thank Mr. Hilton for all of your service to the school district and to our community over a long-standing period of time, like 50 plus years, if I'm not mistaken. 55 or 6, I forget. However, thank you very much, because you have made a positive difference in our community and in our school district, and you are one of the reasons I do say proud to be from Pottstown, so thank you very much. The school year off to a great start. I was able to, I think, be in virtually all of the buildings for the back to school nights, and then also for the opening of school, and a lot of enthusiasm from teachers and from students, starting out the year like every year starts out with a strong sense of optimism and moving forward and being positive. Thinking about the investment that we make in our students and what that means at the end of the day, and how that investment pays off, not only for the community of Pottstown, but for our society. And in particular, walking around the buildings, seeing Pottstown High School graduates as teachers, building administrators, support staff, coming into the administration building and seeing Pottstown High School graduates as part of the administrative team, it really is something that I think we can all be proud of, and see in a very visible way the return of investment that we make in our students and in our schools. I will help Mrs. Cassianic out and remind everybody that on Saturday, if you're looking to clean your ride up, come to Pottstown High School for the Music Association car wash, because they'll be there from 10 a.m. to 2, or to 12. Okay. So come for that. If you're looking to clean your ride up, even if it's one that doesn't have a whole lot of power to it, you know, even if it's one that just putts along slowly. You're looking at me.
I'll come get it there. Will they come push it?
I said I was gonna have fun. On a serious note, I am happy to see that we were able to settle a contract or agreement with the teachers and be able to start our year off in a positive way, not having to either the teachers or school board being worried about what's going to happen in the future. We know, we've sealed that for the next 3 years, and that's very positive, and it is a tribute to the negotiations done on both sides of the table, so I appreciate that. Now I think I'm done.
Thank you. Mr. Heidel, please.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Lawrence.
Just a couple, just to say again, congrats to you, Mr. Hilton, because we have a lot of respect for what you do and have done. And not to keep repeating, but I agree with Mr. Armada. I'm glad that the contract was able to get done. I know I personally wish that we could pay our teachers a lot more. We just are in that situation where we have that limit, but we have some great teachers. I've been in this district in one way or another for a long, long, long time, as a student, a parent, been here, or whatever, and our teachers do an amazing job, and I think that sometimes that's not recognized, so I just want to say that. And wish everyone a good school year.
Thank you. Mr. Hilton.
Now that we've approved the contract, I presume it will be on our website.
Yeah, as soon as the final version has been cleaned up, there's a few edits to be made, but as soon as that's done, we'll put it on the website.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want a copy for review, it's in my office. I just don't want to post it until we tweak the last few things that we had.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Mrs. Johnson. Were you complete? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm finished.
He had so much more to say.
That was awesome.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Johnson.
Congrats to Mr. Hilton. I really appreciate how you add green to our Pottstown blue. And I just want to say thank you to administrators, teachers, staff, everyone who's getting the school year off to a great start. I can say from a parent perspective that it already is. And I was just kind of thinking a little bit as Mrs. Lawrence talked about our policy committee meeting, or curriculum committee meeting, and the graduation rate and how it has been increasing. And our teachers have been working hard all along. It is so nice to be seeing the fruits of their labors as we've worked and worked and worked on trying to improve outcomes for our students. So even as we go into the new school year, I'm feeling encouraged about the progress that we've been making and appreciate everybody who's been working hard.
Great, thank you. Mr. Klein?
I'm going to follow the unspoken, unwritten practice of not repeating, unlike some now. But I do want to say one thing. Last year, the Pottstown golf team returned to Brookside, and it was a good return. And some of the Brookside members noticed that the equipment that the Pottstown high school students were using was very outdated and put them at a severe disadvantage. So one of the members of Brookside, who's also the husband of one of our teachers, Mr. Corey Ermel, took it upon himself to raise a used club. Some people donated new clubs for Pottstown students. I was at the golf course when they came to pick it up, and it filled a 12-passenger van.
Wow.
And stacked like to the ceiling filled it. There were, I think, 37 bags and clubs, sets of clubs, and all the other things that golfers need. So just shout out to Brookside golfers and the golf club, the country club, for everything they've done, and to Mr. Ermold for organizing that.
Absolutely, thank you so much. I'll take a brief pause and ask if Ms. Mercedes Jackson is in the chat to give her comments. I believe that we're related to FAC or something of the sort.
Yes, Mercedes Jackson, I'm back. Sorry, I had cookie dough on my fingers earlier. So, thank you for letting me come back to this. I just want to give a little feedback that I was hearing from the back to school nights that we've had thus far. Is it possible, and just kind of want to plant the seed with the school district, maybe that at the higher level, it would be good to see counselors of color and also a male. They were saying that, you know, people were noticing there was not too many male counselors and people of color. It makes a difference when people have different issues that they want to take into, into private quarters, but you can't have certain discussions with certain people because they will not understand, no matter how many ways you display that information. Just like, if somebody's talking about being poor and not knowing when you're going to have a next meal, you can't have that conversation with somebody that was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. Also, too, there's one more back to school night coming up next week at the Pottstown Middle School. If one of the many amazing principals could have some QR codes printed up on paper, that would be great, because we can help the parents who aren't well versed in Power School, that we can help with that. Because this year at the high school, a couple of us wasn't able to help with any parents because we needed like a code. It was asking for a code. Also, in regards to pulling up, going into websites and pulling up and meeting staff and seeing pictures and bios, amazing work, because I'm just proud of you guys for making that happen and making this website so much more better to navigate. So just keep up the good work. Everybody can improve because we all human. Nobody's perfect but God in my eyes. And that's all I have. So also, if the staff in all the buildings can just continue to just use FAC. We're here to help bridge that gap between families, district, and the community. So help everybody do their jobs much more smoother. Thank you for listening, and everyone have a blessed night.
Thank you, appreciate it. Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to break with tradition. Many good things were said. But as I am reflecting, tomorrow is my 27th wedding anniversary, and I very rarely get the day off, and I very rarely speak about anything to do with my personal family. But as I've been reflecting on the 28th first day that we had on Monday, that was my 28th first day as an educator and 27 years married. You know, we all sacrifice a lot. We all have families that care about us, but support us in this work. So I'm very grateful tonight, and so happy that we continue to do the business of the school district. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. And I will not repeat. I will just say, I'm sorry we don't have chocolate for you, Tom, or cupcakes. That's it, because everyone else has said everything else. Happy anniversary, both professionally and personally, to you, Mr. Rodriguez. A big thank you to the unsung heroes. Ironically, Mr. Klein, you mentioned Mr. Arnold. There's a lot of unsung heroes in our community who do a lot of things behind the scenes that you won't ever read about. They won't be publicized, they won't be in the Mercury, you will not see them written about. But they do a lot of things, from donating items to brand new clothing, to hair care and support for our students in starting school, to providing support to parents, to providing after school and preschool care for their students because of work schedules. That said, there's also a lot of entrepreneurs and persons who are just working in the corporate sector who do quite a bit behind the scenes, and you never hear about it. So I wanted to say thank you to those unsung heroes, because there are a lot, not just in this community, but in all communities. They don't typically want to be named, and they don't usually want to have their information put out there, but I would like to thank them personally. Thank you to the board for allowing our negotiating team to do the will that they needed with our federation to have a win-win solution, because we need our educators. And then I would just like to put out a safety moment. There are a lot of our young people going back to school. They are walking. A lot of them are small. They will forget that they are students and that the cars cannot see them, that the buses cannot negotiate or slam on the brakes. So please keep in mind when your children are leaving to just give a quick reminder to say, please be safe. Please take your time. And for the drivers, we understand you need to get to work, but there are a lot of corners that do not have lights and or stop signs. So just please be, careful when our students and our children are trying to make their way into our buildings. Everything else has been said, and I echo that sentiment wholeheartedly. So that said, I will ask if there is anything that has been omitted from anyone that would like to immediately speak. If not, I will make the statement that we will be adjourning for an executive session for the purposes of litigation and special education. I would like a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
A second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.